Fáilte Ráis, welcome back to Nationwide and to the Shannon Free Zone in the beautiful County Clare. EI Electronics is an Irish-owned company that employs more than 700 people here and generates €200 million in worldwide sales every year. What they do is they design and manufacture fire and carbon monoxide alarms for the home. And they've been operating here for 56 years. For more than 30 of those years, they've been Irish-owned. Marion Malone has more on this story.
Taking pride of place on a wall in EI Electronics is a stark reminder of just how vital their work is.
Back in 1978, a family in Indiana in the United States heard their alarm go off at 3 o'clock in the morning, and there was actually a very serious fire in their house. There was 2 adults and 2 children, and only for our alarm we were after saving their lives. So after the fire, they sent us back the unit, and what's really amazing is the alarm actually still worked. So I suppose it's a very good reminder for us as a company and for the people working here to how important the work we do is, that these alarms do save lives, and that is the most important thing that we do.
An average of 50 people die in Ireland each year because of preventable fires in the home. And getting the message out to the general public of the value of fire and carbon monoxide detection is very important to the company.
So essentially what we manufacture here in Shannon are these life-saving devices, which are smoke alarms and carbon monoxide alarms, carbon monoxide being the silent killer. So our team here manufactures a staggering 10 million of these devices every year, which we sell worldwide. These products have been keeping people safe in their homes for generations, and the message is very clear. Every home these days should have a working smoke alarm and carbon monoxide alarm.
US company General Electric set up its EI, or Emerald Isle subsidiary, in Shannon in 1963. A quarter of a century later, Managing Director Mick Guinea and other members of his team staged a management buyout of the company's Irish interests, and EI Electronics was born.
I was the MD from 1983, and during that time it was very uncertain times with General Electric. So I wasn't a bit surprised when I got word that we were to close. I came back and I was determined to try and keep the place open. I needed to look at my team. I suppose I looked at Mike Byrne, who'd been the physicist who develops the products, and Jim was the manufacturing guy, and so we had a nice team with that. Now, I was a big risk taker, I'm a bit of a gambler anyway, but these 2 guys took a big chance of coming along with me.
Those working in the company were asked to stay on to ensure continuity of business, but there was no guarantee of success.
We were heading into the unknown, and everybody who joined us knew we were heading into the unknown, and I think everybody came in with that attitude. We didn't know whether we'd last 6 weeks or 6 months.
So they knew the kind of ethos we had from the very early stages, and they knew that would be continued, I think, into the future. I think that gave them all hope and, and as I said, a desire to be successful.
And the new Irish management not only kept the factory open and saved 120 jobs, they also achieved phenomenal growth and a 6-fold increase in the workforce. The majority of the 700 staff here at EI in Shannon come from counties Clare and Limerick, and some families have service records going right back to the origins of the company.
Well, you're talking to 3 generations of the O'Loughlin family from Corofin. Myself, who joined way back in 1965, I'm still here today. It's all of 53 years ago. Niamh, my daughter Niamh, who has 20 years service, and my grandson Dylan has 6 years continuous service.
Okay, so this is the floor where I work, and I'm working here 25 years, and I joined as a general operator on the floor, and over the years I've been given the job opportunity to work my way up through the ranks, and now I'm supervisor. The atmosphere is very good, yeah. Everyone comes in good form, everyone gets on with their job, and everyone just plays a part in it, yeah. At the end of the day, the products we're making are saving lives, so it's important that we do the job, but it's important to have a social aspect as well.
Today, EI exports its alarms to no less than 30 countries worldwide and has a group turnover of €200 million.
Here in this area here, we have our automatic SMT placement equipment. So every product that we manufacture in the company starts off its life in here. And we have 6 lines where we place high-speed placement machines that can place 40,000 components an hour. And if I go back over the years, back 30 years ago when I started off here, we used to place these components one at a time with a vacuum pencil by hand. So you can see the progress over the 30 years.
Physicist Mike Byrne leads product development at EI, where research and development has resulted in a continuous stream of new patents.
Research and development is the lifeblood of the company. It allows us to add additional features, get the products perform better, so the user have better experience, lasts longer. So picking appropriate technology to incorporate in the products is a key.
So we've come a long way in the last 40 years since we made our first smoke alarm. We now have the ability to monitor these alarms remotely. And this gives landlords and county councils with large numbers of properties the ability to remotely monitor, to make sure these alarms are working correctly. And this is vital for them to have the confidence in knowing that when the alarm is installed, that it's working correctly, because this saves lives.
Hi Mick, how are you doing? Welcome.
Corporate social responsibility is important in EI, and because of its strong ties with the community, staff and management work hand in hand to support local educational and sporting institutions and charities in the Greater Midwest region, including Milford Care Centre.
I met with Mick and some of his senior management team. I presented the case to them, and I suppose really we talked about what the driver for this new development was. Really it had to do with respect and dignity for patients. It had to do with ensuring that we provide the highest quality of care for patients and that we were able to respond to patients' needs on an ongoing basis. So that resonated with the EI Electronics to a large extent, because when I came back I was informed by EI Electronics that they were willing to make a very sizable donation to us, and they were also willing to sponsor the installation of complete hoist installation systems in each of the 34 bedrooms. And the other, I suppose, positive was that the staff of EI Electronics equally joined in the support campaign for Milford.
So again, welcome to EI here in Shannon. Lovely afternoon here. Once I had a secret love.
With the workforce that has grown from 120 to over 700 and a worldwide distribution network, EI now produces 10 million smoke and carbon monoxide alarms each year. And as EI Electronics celebrates 30 years as a thriving Irish-owned business, its founders reflect on what the company really means to them.
I've been in the same place 40 years, but the products and the technology and everything has changed completely. I've seen this. So the place evolves all the time.
It's part of your life, really. I've worked all my life here from the time I left college. So I don't know anything else. But it's fantastic to have seen it, starting where we started 30 years ago and to be where we are today.
It's an Irish company. It's fully established here. All the jobs are here. And I hope that's going to be my legacy, that this company will be there for many generations to come.
My secret love's no secret anymore.
Isn't it wonderful to hear about an Irish company that can be so successful and employ so many people? I hope you've enjoyed our visit here and that it's given you food for thought and a reason to be proud of Irish business development and employment. So, Shinderla Shidlor, Ona Hainia Ravern, Agus Hunda and Hlor, Iwagri.